Elvis family. Welcome, welcome. Yes, it's me again. You've got me twice in the space of 2 days. I'm really spoiling you, aren't I? Bossa Nova Baby says, how's the weather with you here? Well, Storm Franklin is doing its best to cut me off, so if I suddenly disappear, you know that that's what's happened. So, yes, here I am again. Thanks to everybody that tuned in on Friday. It was a great show, all about the new Baz Luhrmann Elvis biopic trailer. We'll be touching on that again later on. I haven't opened the phone lines yet, so you can't actually ring me yet on the phones. I'll let you know when you can ring me. I hope there'll be plenty of callers tonight wanting to discuss Frankie and Johnny, and also, of course, the biopic. BP Monkman says, hello, Mr. Francis. Hi, Brian. The weather in London, England is terrible. Yes, it's not great here at the moment. Very wet, very windy. As I say, if I suddenly disappear, you'll know that's what's happened. Storm Franklin has knocked off either the internet or the power or both. And if that happens, I think the best thing to do is I will reconvene tomorrow and pick up where I left off. So, of course, amongst the normal things, fan of the month quiz, I also want to show you what we're playing for February. February's Fan of the Month prize is the Aloha from Hawaii 3D CD box set. We'll have Elvis Photo and Song of the Week. We'll have the poll result because I asked you to vote for your favourite song for Frankie and Johnny. I wanted to just actually give you a little bit more information about the biopic. The running time has been confirmed at 163 minutes, 2 hours and 43 minutes. I'm a little bit dubious about the running length. Maybe I was expecting maybe a little bit more, like 3 hours, 10 minutes. Let me know what you think about that. 163 minutes, 2 hours, 43 minutes. It will be streamed on HBO Max 45 days after its theatrical release. Now, what I've got to say about that is fair enough, okay, but you just cannot beat going to see a movie on the big screen. I don't think you can anyway. So I, for one, won't be streaming it. Well, I might be streaming it after I've seen it at the movies, but I won't be streaming it solely. I won't solely be streaming it, and that will be my only view of it. Now, and something else as well. Now, this is absolutely insane, what I'm going to tell you now. The trailer was released, as we know, on February 17th, 2022. Director Baz Luhrmann officially premiered the trailer on that date. The most watched amongst the 21 different YouTube videos showing the above-mentioned trailer reached 5,003,412 views in a 2-day period. The second and third most watched have garnered 2.6 and 1.5 million views respectively, while the next 5 hit over 700,000 each, with another 6 getting 500,000 views plus each. These first 14 YouTube videos combined for a total of, get ready for it, 15 million views in 2 days. The remaining 10 videos all add another million, for a grand total of 16 million views in 2 days and counting. All right, so let me just reiterate that. A grand total of 16 million views in 2 days. Now, that can only tell me one thing, that the interest in this movie is absolutely huge. If 16 million people are interested in this enough to click on it and watch it, then they're going to be interested, I believe, in going to see the movie. So this is really, really great news. Really great news. I've also got to say hi to Magnificent Maxine. She's She's moderating for me tonight. Hi, Maxine. It can only be good. It can only be good. And I, for one, every time I watch this trailer now, I get more and more excited over this movie. And June cannot come fast enough. I know I had a few little doubts when I first saw it and things like that. But listen, I thought, what the heck? Let's just put everything aside, any doubts that we might have aside, and let's just enjoy this big, huge budget movie that we're going to get about our favourite man. A fan told me her daughter, who is not an Elvis fan, now wants to see the movie after seeing the trailer. Right, so... Lee Ash has just said 2 million views was me. Wouldn't be far off, I tell you. And as I told you on Friday as well, I was watching it in slow-mo. I was watching in freeze frame, all those sort of things. And I would say between now and June, I'll watch it a few more times as well. So that made me laugh, Lee. That really did. Yeah, so as I said, a fan told me that her daughter, who is not an Elvis fan, now wants to go and see it after seeing the trailer. Now, if that happens multiple times from people seeing this trailer, then it's all going to be good, I think. Now, probably if I had to say something, I wish it was a little bit longer than 2 hours and 43 minutes, but hey, let's not get too critical. I also joked as well on Friday that I think they should have made 3 movies, one for the 50s, one for the 60s, and one for the 70s. And of course, there will be a director's cut, I believe, as well, which will probably take it to well over 3 hours. And again, I will be first in line to watch that. So I want to... Oh, yes. Do you know what I'm going to do? I think I'll load up the poll, the interactive live poll for you, and you can be voting as the show goes on. As I said on Friday as well, this will only be visible to the live viewers. You will not see this if you're watching it on playback. However, you will hear me say near the end of the show what the results are for the poll, and I'm going to launch that now. And if I can see that, hopefully, what it says is... Right, after seeing the new trailer, which Elvis decade do you think looks the most authentic? Okay, and it's obviously 1940s, 1950s, 1960s, or 1970s. Okay, so... you can be voting on that as we go along. Now, Elvis's 20th movie was Frankie and Johnny. And I'm going to put up some pictures as we're talking. Elvis is Johnny. Donna Douglas as Frankie. Harry Morgan as Cully. Sue Ann Langdon as Mitzi. And Nancy Kovac as Nellie Bly. Let's just pause those in a minute and just show the girls. So there's the girls. There's Sue Ann Langdon, Donna Douglas, and Nancy Kovac. Splendid looking girls. I think I've only got 2 pictures of the girls. That's probably enough. Oh, do you like my background as well? That's another Colin Paul photograph. Thanks, Colin, for sending those in. And what was I going to say? I was going to say that it's obviously from the Graceland Museum. Frankie and Johnny is a 1966 musical film starring Elvis Presley as a riverboat gambler. The role of Frankie was played by Donna Douglas from the Beverly Hillbillies TV series. The film reached number 40 on the Variety Weekly National Box Office list for 1966. The budget of the movie was estimated at $4.5 million. The director, Frederick D. Cordova, who in 1970 went on to become the director and producer of The Tonight Show starring Johnny Carson. Filming started in May 1965. Under his contract with United Artists, Elvis was paid $700,000 plus 50% of the profits. Johnny and girlfriend Frankie Donna Douglas are performers on a Mississippi riverboat, which also has a casino. Johnny is a compulsive gambler who is down on his luck and in debt. Johnny and his friend Cully, a musician and composer, visit a gypsy camp. Now, Cully is obviously Harry Morgan. Visit a gypsy camp to get his fortune told. A lady reads tea leaves and tells Johnny that he will soon meet a red-haired woman who will bring him luck, Nellie Bly. Back on the boat, Johnny and Cully promptly encounter Nellie Bly, their boss Clint Braden's on-again, off-again girlfriend. Nellie has just caught Braden seducing another singer, Mitzi, that's Sue Ann Langdon. Since she has red hair, Nellie is persuaded by Johnny to touch his chips for luck. After he wins, Johnny is convinced that the gypsy must be correct. Frankie finds out and becomes jealous, as does Johnny's boss. In a bit of a musical theatre, Frankie shoots Johnny for dancing with Nellie Bly while singing Cully's latest song. A Broadway recruiter sees the riverboat show and buys the rights to the new song, suggesting that Frankie and Johnny should work together with him in New York City. Landing in New Orleans, the musical cast and riverboat crew attend a masked ball. Frankie, Nellie and Mitzi all rent the same Madame Pompadour costume. Johnny is eager for the luck of redhead Nellie to win more money, contrary to Frankie's expressed wishes. Being masked and in costume, Frankie and Nellie scheme to switch places to test Johnny's lucky redhead theory. Johnny wins $10,000 at roulette, but when he kisses the woman he believes to be Nellie Bly, he discovers the switch. Frankie is furious and throws all the winnings out of the window into the street. And then there's that great sequence where he sings Hard Luck, isn't there? Blackie, a dim-witted stooge who works for the boss, hears Braden drunkenly complain about how he has lost Nellie. Thinking he can be of help, Blackie switches the blank cartridge in Frankie's stage gun for a real bullet. The boss tries to prevent the impending disaster, but arrives on stage too late, and Johnny is shot for real. Frankie forgives his gambling as the love of her life appears to be dying, but he stands up, apparently unhurt. Johnny was saved because the bullet struck a lucky medallion he was wearing that Frankie had given him. So it all ends well. Howard Thompson of the New York Times reported that the film opened with a dull thud and sheds feathers almost from the start, stating that Elvis's formula never before seemed so feeble and so obvious. Can't agree there. I think Frankie and Johnny is a great movie. Variety wrote the film hits the mark as pleasant entertainment and is certainly to be another Elvis money winner. I'd go along with that. Kevin Thomas of the Los Angeles Times felt that despite generally mediocre production values, particularly lacking in good dance numbers, the film was fast-moving fun and a good vehicle for Elvis. The Monthly Film Bulletin wrote, after a long series of lifeless flops, Elvis Presley is here right back on form. There you go. Or at least the film around him is. Elvis himself rarely changes. I don't know about that. I think he gives a great performance. Although the story tends to sag little during the romantic complications, the script is pleasantly witty, with Henry Morgan and the enchanting King Nancy Kovac outstanding. Okay, the recording sessions took place at Radio Recorders. He was back at Radio Recorders after being at Studio B for the previous film. Hollywood, California, on May the 12th, 13th, 14th, 1965. It peaked at number 20 on the Top LP chart, and it was certified gold and platinum on January the 6th, 2004 by the RIAA. 12 songs were recorded at the sessions, and all were used and issued on the soundtrack. The title song was issued as a single, with Please Don't Stop Loving Me on the B-side. Released either just before or simultaneously with the album, depending on the disputed release dates, Frankie and Johnny peaked at number 25 on the Billboard Hot 100, with the B-side also charting at number 45. In 2003, Frankie and Johnny was released on the Follow That Dream label in a special edition that contained the original album tracks along with numerous alternative takes. Frankie and Johnny was released as a single in March 1966 and appeared on Billboard's Hot 100 list for 8 weeks. Its highest position was number 25, and the single B-side, Please Don't Stop Loving Me, also charted for 8 weeks at number 45. Elvis, I thought, looked particularly good in this film, especially in the as we can see there now, the sort of the short jacket and sort of frilly shirt and so forth. Although, I have to point this out, if I was to show you the front cover, what do you think of that? There's something a little bit odd about that. And what it is Elvis's head has been taken off a photograph that was taken during Girl Happy and spliced onto the top of his body, onto his shoulders, because somebody thought that Elvis looked a little bit too heavy in Frankie and Johnny. Really? You can see the difference there, can't you, really? Oh, there's not that much difference. I don't think so, anyway. The hair is definitely the same. Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of hard. I think he looks really, really good. Now, Maxine says he looked perfect. I wouldn't argue with that. That's for sure. The poll. I'll tell you the comments on the songs that I've asked you to vote on. Frankie and Johnny, Beginner's Luck, What Every Woman Lives For, Please Don't Stop Loving Me, and Hard Luck. Then I'll open the phone lines, and anybody that wants to ring in about Frankie and Johnny, or if they want to ring in about the trailer for the new biopic. I know there was a few people that tried to ring in on Friday and couldn't get through, so that will be your opportunity if you want to ring in about the trailer, or anybody else wants to ring in about the trailer. That's fine. So Little Sister says, I really like Down by the Riverside, along with When the Saints Go Marching In. Also, Everybody Come Aboard. Michael Johnson says, Please Don't Stop Loving Me for Ballad and the bluesy Hard Luck. Oh, by the way, I'll tell you what I picked later as my song of the week. Danielle Carvalho, hi Danielle, says, Please Don't Stop Loving Me. His unbelievably soft and warm voice makes the emotion pour right through the song. Joe Hanley, hi Joe, says, Please Don't Stop Loving Me, an absolute gem. Joy Lamanca. Now this is quite a long one, but stick with me. I don't know if this is another movie album showing off his wide musical range. I love every song recorded. May the 13th, Please Don't Stop Loving Me is a beautiful ballad, gentle and sweet, albeit there's What Every Woman Lives For, and his natural chest vibrato is at its best. Nothing compares to his voice. Humming away at the end is the icing on the cake. Each time I discover new details. Hard Luck, his blues is creeping under my skin. Shouted out elements of rock and roll and some gospel the day before Elvis went back to his roots with this album. I had to throw the dice today, Steve. Great album. Sorry this is so long. I got carried away. So I think it's fair to say that Joy there just can't pick one. She just loves the whole album. Richard Grattan. Hi, Richard. I chose the title track. There are so many more verses to this song. They could have made it 4.5 or even maybe 5 minutes long. I would have liked that. Love the piano on this track. Beginner's Luck is also nice. Mega Nonky says, I like this movie and it was hard to pick a song, but I went for Hard Luck, a fantastic bluesy song with great harmonica. Agree with that. What Every Woman Lives For, a second choice. Elvis looked good in the costumes he wore, and I could see him being a performer on a paddle steamer in the 1800s. In fact, just as we speak, look at that for a fantastic shot. Didn't he look good in that outfit? Bossa Nova Baby says, I like Please Don't Stop Loving Me for a romantic song, plus Shout It Out and Come Along for jolly songs. And she says, I see no one has mentioned Petunia's Tulips. Lots of laughs. Although, as it's better known, Petunia the gardener's daughter. No, I don't think anybody mentioned that one at all. Lee Ash, hi Lee. Not a bad film at all, this. Apparently Anne Margaret was in discussion to play the part of Nellie, as she owed Edward Small a film under her contract with him. This would have probably elevated the film even more. Elvis Lass, hi Michelle. Love this movie. Hard luck for me, but I love so many of the songs. Chessay gets me up to dance. Right, well, in that case then, we need to see that, Michelle. We need to see you dancing to Chessay on your channel. All right, so we'll hold you to that. So everybody look out for Michelle's video with her dancing to Chessay. Right, don't forget, you can still vote on the interactive poll. After seeing the new trailer, which Elvis decade do you think looks the most authentic? 1940s, 1950s, 1960s, and 1970s. And I'll close that poll just before the end of the show. And I'll tell you out loud for the people that are watching on playback what the results were. Now, I'm going to show you what the Frankie and Johnny poll was. And again, by a huge margin, Please Don't Stop Loving Me, 67%. Wasn't even close. Frankie and Johnny, 18%. Beginner's Luck and What Every Woman Is For, 3%. And Hard Luck, I thought Hard Luck would have got more than 9%. I really do. I really thought that would get more than 9%. However, that's what it's all about. It's all about your own personal taste. We have coming up as well Fan of the Month quiz, and I like to keep sort of letting you know that that is the prize. And also, yes, if Norset 45 is either in the room now or she's watching this on playback, I've sent you your prize for January onto your email. So if you can check your emails. So I suppose we could do let me think. Can I get rid of that? I suppose we could do the Fan of the Month quiz if everybody is ready. Now, what I need you to do, Maxine, is I need you to help me with who gets the question right first. If everybody is ready. And again, I will give you the first letter of each word in a song title, and then you can tell me what the film title is. I'm going to open the phone lines after the Fan of the Month quiz, if that's okay. Right, so eyes down if everybody is ready. First question of 6. DLMN. Okay, DLMN. And I will actually look forward to Michelle's video. Yeah, I'm going to look forward to Michelle's video of her dancing to Chessay. Priscilla says, ready, set, and go. Yes. I'm watching very, very closely to see who gets this first. Okay, Jack Mullins has put Don't Leave Me Now. Ooh, very, very close, followed by Juan Lozano. Okay. So, I need to know who it was. I think it was Jack. But I just need confirmation from Maxine. Dawn saying, "Don't leave me now." Oh, by the way, this is for Jack. Oh. Because anybody that gets it right gets a. Oh. Okay. Yeah, Paul, Dawn, don't leave me now. Did I miss Maxine confirming it? I hope I didn't. Okay, right. So I'm going to put Jack. I thought you did, Maxine. I put it in too, but I'll give it to Jack. Yeah. It's quite sad actually, because with Maxine being my moderator, she can't take part, unfortunately. Maybe we should give her a couple of weeks off, put somebody else in there, and she can have a go. Or maybe I should just give her a prize for being moderator. Right, this is a long one. You're probably going to need your pen, and I'm going to sneeze. I think you know when you can feel a sneeze coming on. Maybe not. Oh, dear me. Excuse me, folks. So, yeah, get your pen ready, because this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 letters. And it is GALOLTD. GALOLTD. Maxine says she's quite surprised she knew that one. Alrighty. And Maxine says, "Now we're all good. It's just fun." Yes, it is. It is fun, yeah. Yeah, moderator prize is good, says Chris. Make sure you hit the like button. Bless you, Steve. Oh, there's a lot of blessed me coming through. Thank you very much. Whoa, Banjo Paul. Got a lot of living to do. Oh, very, very close. Okay, just confirm that for me, Maxine. Banjo Paul. I hope I don't sneeze again. I'm sorry, I'm sniffing. I can hear the wind outside. I hope the microphone isn't picking it up. Jill, Brett, Paul. Yeah, I thought that would stump a lot of people. Got a lot of living to do. Just waiting for Maxine to confirm it. Hey, Banjo Paul. Okay, right. This is only 4 letters. Stand by. SLAT. SLAT. I'm going to open up the phone lines after the quiz if people want to ring in about Frankie and Johnny, or they want to ring in about the trailer. Don't forget, you can still vote after seeing the trailer. Which Elvis decade do you think looks the most authentic? Right, okay. SLAT. Okay. Jack Mullen says I don't hear any. Okay, so steadfast, loyal and true. Jenny O'Connell. Okay. Jenny O'Connell. If you can just confirm that for me, Maxine. And I'm not familiar with Jenny, actually. I think Jenny might be Stop Looking Tango. I like that, Jack. I like it. All right. Yeah, Jenny O'Connell was first. Thanks, Maxine. You're doing a great job. Oh, my goodness me. I've just seen this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think this is one of the longest I've ever done. When I was thinking about doing this as a question, I must have been I must have been in a bad mood or something. I thought you said salt. SLAT, yeah. Steadfast, loyal and true. Yeah. So Jenny O'Connell gets the Are you ready for this? Restroom sign is over your head. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I noticed that. Don't forget, this is what we're playing for. Okay? February's Fan of the Month prize. Great prize. It's not even out yet. In fact, I don't think Graceland are even shipping it until the 15th of March or something like that. So whoever gets it will just have to bear with me a little bit of time. But as soon as it's available, I'll ship it out to you. Right. Get your pen ready for this one. I have to take a deep breath. WMBMTTGA. WMBMTTGA. Okay. Yes, Steadfast, Loyal and True is our song. I agree, Elaine, yeah. Yeah, Bossa Nova Baby says, Jack, stop looking tango. There's Jackie. Hi, Jackie. Jackie, I've got to get that thing off to you. I keep forgetting to do it. Sorry. Yeah, I should name the storm Francis, is right. Elvis Austin, When My Blue Moon Turns to Gold. Again, yes. Elvis Austin. Yeah, it wasn't an easy one, was it? WMBMTTGA. We Can Make the Morning. No, definitely not. Cheeky. Well done, Paul. Yeah, a lot of people coming in now with When My Blue Moon Turns to Gold Again. John Burrows. Hi, John. Edwidge. Well done, Edwidge. Okay, so I think we're ready for question number 5. 5107 Lois says, dang, I should know these. Yeah, when you're under pressure and all you can hear is me saying letters, it's okay for me. I have them written down, Question number, thanks, Maxine, for confirming that, Elvis Austin. Question number 5, 4 letters. MBLM. M for mother, B for Bertie, L for lemur, M for mother. MBLM. Aisha, When My Blue Moon Turns to Gold Again. Yep. Don't forget, you can still vote on the poll, which you think is the most authentic in the trailer. 1940s, 1950s, 1960s, or 1970s. I'm going to be very interested to see. Take back your golden garter, my leg is turning green. Jack Mullins, My Baby Left Me. Well done, Jack. That's 2 to Jack. You get one of these, Jack. I just want Maxine to confirm that it was Jack. I see Duncan getting it. John, JC22, Jill Brett. Yeah, that was quite an easy one, actually. MBLM. John says, My Baby Loves Me. That's probably a typo, is it? Paul Gansky, My Baby Left Me. Jack. Well done, Jack. Don't forget to like and subscribe and share these videos. The more people we can get turned on to Elvis, the better. But I think this new movie is going to turn a lot of new people on to Elvis. 16 million hits in 2 days. Wow. Okay, I just see something coming up now from Maxine. I think it's going to say Jack. Okay. The 6th and final question And we've got one more week of February to go for you to get in for that wonderful prize that's over there. And it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 letters. And it's WIRIRP. WIRIRP. Great song, My Baby Left Me, and hard to sing. I would agree with that, Mega Nonky. It's a great song, and he does a really good job of it. Sleepy brain, says John Burrs. My rabbit's possibly having babies with my bunny Elvis. My internet connection is cooperating with me today. Well done, Jack. So you're going to get this one. Okay. When it rains, it really pours, and I missed who that was. Dash it. I missed who the name was, and I don't really want to scroll back. I want to just keep saying, there's Lou Dane. Hi, Lou Dane. So I just need to know from Maxine who got the Shannon Burns, When It Rains, It Really Pours, JC22. Keith. Hi, Keith. Duncan, yeah. Ruth. There's Jack. Steve S. Okay, who got it right first? Ed Kaiser. Okay. And folks, I'm going to open the phone lines if you want to give me a ring about if you want to give me a ring about Frankie and Johnny, or if you want to give me a ring about the trailer. That concludes the Fan of the Month quiz for this week. We'll be doing Elvis history in a minute. Hi, who's calling Elvis the Ultimate Fan channel?
Hi, Steve. It's Mark.
Hiya, Mark. How are you doing?
I'm all right. A bit windy again here.
Yeah, I know. I know. Yeah.
Yeah, getting a bit bad again. A bit windy.
I think this one kind of caught them by surprise because we had Eunice and we had Dudley and all that, but this one kind of caught them by surprise, I think. I hope I don't suddenly lose connection anyway.
Hopefully not, no. Right. I was good news on the movie, all the hits. That's fantastic.
16 million in 2 days.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah, and that's only the ones that they've documented. I mean, there was a lot of sort of independent channels and private channels and things like that sort of put it out as well. So I would say sort of 16 million is probably an underestimation.
Yeah.
It just goes to show that the interest with Elvis Presley is there still, very, very strong.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, it is. It is. Whenever you go, I'm sure it will create more interest in Elvis, and there'll be lots of people who are probably not Elvis fans like we are. Will still go and see the movie.
Well, did you hear what I said earlier on? Somebody said their daughter now wants to go and see the movie just on the strength of seeing the trailer, and she's not an Elvis fan.
That's great. That's great news. The more we get of that, that's it. Well, it's good because obviously the trailer is doing the job, isn't it?
Yeah.
The trailer has caught the eye of people, and the more that gets out, the more people see it. I suppose with the internet today and everything else, you got more chance of seeing this all the time now. So more people will see it, won't they?
Yes, exactly.
So I think
when a film was starting to come out and things like that, you'd see it on the television and you'd see billboards, but that would be it.
Yeah.
It was a lot harder to get the movie out there.
That's it. Yeah, now it's so much easier now, isn't it, to get it out there to people. And if you've got a good trailer and people are interested in it, obviously, if they're not fans but they like the music, I'm sure they'll go and see it. Because at the end of the day, it's a story, isn't it?
Yes.
It's not just about Elvis. It is a story. So people like to go and watch that like they did with Queen and Elton John, things like that.
Every day that goes by, I'm getting more and more confident about it. This, it's going to be a huge hit.
Yeah, well, I've watched the trailer myself, probably just like you, and over again. Yeah.
And tell me, did you vote on the poll after seeing the new trailer? Which Elvis decade do you think looks the most authentic?
Well, at the moment, for what I've seen, I would say the 50s.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't really, the 70s bit, what you saw in the trailer did look quite good, but I think some of the shots they've done from him, the Russell Park and the high rise and the outfit he's in, the audience, it looks like the 50s, doesn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
I
And
think it's quite
what about the '68 comeback special? They've done it. It looks like they've done a really fantastic job with that.
It just looked like, the clips we've seen looks like, they've got the stage right, they've got the people around it. He looks good in the leather. At parts when he turns around, he just look like him. It's really hard, isn't it, to see the snippets, isn't it? Because you need to see it for longer, but at the moment we can't. So
I've got another question. I've got another question as well for you and everybody else watching as well. Was Lisa present the day they got divorced in Santa Monica?
Well, I kind of judged that one. I don't think so, unless. I didn't really know that he got in the car afterwards with Linda Thompson in the car and waved goodbye. And obviously Priscilla and Lisa was there. I'll have to go back on some books and have a read again, I think, or something like that. But I don't remember it, to be honest with you.
I mean, we're only assuming that scene and that sequence is the day of the divorce. It could be around about the time of the divorce, but I don't recall Lisa being mentioned that day being at the Santa Monica court.
No, I wouldn't have thought so. And being the mother that Priscilla was, wouldn't have thought she'd want her there on a day like that. A day like that. But
I know that Priscilla's sister was with her. I think Michelle, I believe.
Yeah, I think so, but I haven't seen or heard of Lisa being there. But has he got all the information inside? We don't know how much information Priscilla gave him on this film. I think it's only short and sweet, and Lisa hasn't gotten involved in it, which I find it a bit sad that a big film like this with the dad, but I suppose with what's happened with Lisa and her family issues, she may have not wanted to get involved.
Exactly. She's got a lot on her plate, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's it. So it's a bit sad in that.
But yeah, I mean, listen, it's not a big thing, and it's not a deal breaker. If they do say that Lisa was there that day, it's. I mean, we know that Elvis was upset about being separated from Lisa. So
I'm sure there'll be the odd thing in the film that doesn't tie up to us. It won't be the only thing, but you just got to let that go by and enjoy the story.
Because we really need, as Neil Lancaster said, it was a great call that Neil gave me on Friday. He says, this is a springboard for the next 30 years for Elvis.
Oh, of course.
If this takes off and does a good job, then, we've got it made for another 30 years, haven't we?
Well, that's it, it's massive for a film, and then it's massive afterwards for DVD sales and all that kind of stuff.
Director's cut.
That's it, I'm sure. It'd be great to get director's cut on Blu-ray, a two disc special, which they could do. And they would be daft not to do that, because all the Elvis fans would buy it. So, and
I've also somebody else said, well, Warner Brothers own the Elvis on tour for footage. So if they see the interest in this movie, it could maybe spur them on to do something for Elvis on tour.
Yeah, I'm really itching for all that. I've been itching for that for years. I know I've got hundreds of hours of bootleg stuff of Elvis, but I've on tour myself and stuff that the general probably Elvis fan hasn't seen before. But it's not in that press picture condition, is it? You want a proper release.
Well, this is it. You see, what they could do is they could upscale it to 4K. They could do a great job on the soundtrack as well, and it would just be absolutely superb.
Oh yeah, fantastic. And on the thoughts of Frankie Johnny, a good film. Mid-60s again. He's getting to that stage where they are a bit, but it was a joyful film. I thought the soundtrack was good. I thought the soundtrack, it varied from. I love Hard Luck. I think what a great blues song.
Oh, absolutely.
Great blues song that was.
Absolutely
brilliant. And the ballads he does are good. And it's like the one person said, the album is full of different songs, isn't it? Yeah. And I think it's a good film, a good release again.
Have you actually got a favourite song from Frankie and Johnny?
I would say for me, Hard Luck.
Very good choice.
Yeah, I think it's great. It's great in the movie. Elvis sings it fantastic. Boys
Great
the
sequence.
Blues. You can tell he's enjoying that song. you can't really compare that song to When the Saints Go Marching In, can you?
No.
I think Elvis will enjoyed more to sing Hard Luck than that one.
And he looked pretty good in the riverboat costume and everything, didn't he?
Oh yeah. He looked good in the movie. I understand what you said about the album cover. Obviously, they changed the picture. He may have been a little bit puffy in the face, but I don't think he was as puffy in this film as he previously was. Well, I think there was the film after that. I always said to you, like Paradise of Wine Style for me was the one where you could see him a little bit more in the face.
Well, they did. They did the same with Paradise of Wine Style, because the shot on Paradise of Wine Style is actually from Fun in Acapulco.
Fun in Acapulco. Yeah, it must have been around that time. It must have been around that time where they thought it was looking a bit, a bit overweight. I don't know. He wasn't, but I suppose, he did have a little bit of problem with his weight over the years, didn't he? But he certainly looked good enough, Yeah.
Well, I mean, none of us weigh the same as we did when we were sort of like 17. It's just a metabolism, for heaven's sake. But of course, because he was on screen and he was in the public eye. That I mean, listen, the camera does add weight to you anyway.
Oh, of course, yeah. It's to me, he looked fine in the movie. Again, he did a good acting job for what he had to do.
Yeah,
the music was good. The album did quite well considering.
Yes, it did. Yeah.
I think maybe that may have been the last album that did quite well for him, to be honest with you. So
after that,
I don't think the rest after that did.
No. All right, Mark. So, that's great.
That's right, Steve.
Cheers.
Okay, you keep the good work. See you.
All right. Bye.
Take care. Bye.
Great call there from Mark. Great call. Anybody else wants to ring in and talk about the trailer or Frankie and Johnny? You'll be most welcome. Hello, who's calling Elvis the Ultimate Fan Channel?
Hi, Steve. It's Leslie.
Leslie Pilling.
That's me.
It's such a great pleasure to talk to you at last. How are you? How are you doing?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
Yes, great. I'm having a great time. This is one of my favorite times of the week when I'm broadcasting.
Good. You're doing a great job.
Thank you very, very much. Would you like to tell everybody your role connected with the Circle G while you're on? Actually,
I am the founder and director of the Circle G Foundation.
Okay. And what did you achieve recently?
In September last year, we erected a historic marker at Elvis's Circle G ramp.
Well done. Fantastic.
And we're very thrilled that we were able to do it.
Yes, it was a great achievement.
A long time, but
yeah.
Glad we got it done.
So, what did you call in about?
I wanted to call in about the biopic. I missed the phone in on Friday.
Yeah.
I caught it on catch up, and I just had a couple of things I wanted to say.
Okay.
First of all, Neil's call was amazing.
Yes, very good. I'm a great fan of Neil. If you're watching, Neil, I'm a great fan of yours.
Oh, don't! He'll get a big head. But I mean, Neil said he was right. He said, it's all about the music.
Yeah.
But personally, I want it to be about Elvis, the man behind the image, as well.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's important that people learn about that.
Yes.
As well as, the music. But I think Baz Luhrmann will do that. From the interviews I've seen with him recently, he's fully committed to making that happen.
Well, first and foremost, Baz is actually a huge Elvis fan.
Yes, he is.
So he I'm sure he wanted to have got it right. I'm sure he wanted to treat Elvis with respect. I know they're going to touch on the decline, as it were.
Yeah.
Because I think it would be unjust if they didn't. But I don't think they'll labour it, and I don't think they'll exaggerate it either.
No, neither do I. I think one of the things that strikes me about the trailer is every other Elvis movie that I've ever seen, and I've seen them all, I think they've caricatured Elvis in them. Mm. But I think in this one, it doesn't appear that they're going to do that.
Yes.
If anybody's to be a caricature, it's going to be Colonel Tom Parker.
Yeah. Well, you see, I mean, I was a great fan of the Kurt Russell movie, but there was a few uncomfortable moments that I didn't like, and one of those was him speaking to his shadow.
Oh yeah. I mean, I think I'm one of the only people that didn't enjoy that film because I just found that there was the southern drawl. It was over the top.
Yeah.
There was the lip curl that we didn't need.
Yeah.
The jumpsuits were wrong. there were all sorts of errors.
Yeah.
And I spent, like a lot of Elvis fans, I spend the majority of my time when it's an Elvis movie or documentary shouting no at the screen.
Yes.
So, whereas this trailer, I was sat there in all honesty going, yes, they've got that, yes. And the more I watch it, the more impressed I am. I mean, even down to the scene where you see him going backwards into the car in the dragon jumpsuit.
Oh, the bandage on the hand.
The bandage on his hand.
Yeah, that's right.
The physicality that Austin's got right. The scene where Elvis is walking down the corridor in the brown suit when he's going to the forgotten what show it was, where there was a Barbra Streisand show.
Right, Barbra Streisand, yeah.
And Austin does a move with his shoulder.
Yeah.
And it is spot on.
Yeah.
It's Elvis to a T.
It's kind of a hunch, a flick of the shoulders.
Yeah. I mean, I'm totally into those little nuances.
Yeah.
You know, and he's got it. He's got it.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, like I say, for what it was, the Elvis the movie was good for 1979. We've moved on now, and I can see your point. But I do think Kurt did a good. Again, another big fan. Kurt is a big Elvis fan.
I love Kurt Russell as an actor. I just didn't like him. You see, we've all got a problem with somebody playing Elvis, haven't we? You know, that's it.
Well, this is what I said. This is what I said to one of the callers on Friday. We're going to have to set aside our doubts and just enjoy it for what it is, because having a big budget movie, Elvis movie, 45 years after his death. I mean, we are going to be spoilt.
Of course we are.
I raised some points on Friday saying, are they going to show Elvis's sense of humor? Are they going to show his generosity? They're obviously going to touch on his love of gospel music. Are they going to show Gladys's opinion of Parker? I hope they are, because don't forget this movie is a lot about Colonel Parker as well.
Of course it is. But I mean, obviously, Elvis's charitable nature and his humanitarianism, that's a big thing for me with the Circle G Foundation. And I truly hope they'll show that. I hope they show Elvis's love for his fans.
Yes.
A great relationship. Yeah. But I mean, what we've got to remember, this is 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
They can't show everything.
No, unfortunately not. That's why I think the director's cut is going to be far better.
Exactly. I think what a lot of people have got to remember, I mean, there was one caller in particular on Friday. What we've all got to remember is this is a movie and not a documentary.
Yes.
And there's going to be some artistic license.
Oh, there has to be, yeah.
The fact that there may not have been a tent revival in Tupelo, that doesn't matter. He went to tent revivals. It's making a point. I was
speaking to somebody else, and I think they'd misinterpreted what when it shows you him just before he runs to the tent and he has the lightning bolt hanging from his jacket. They said, why did he have the TCB logo? It's not the TCB logo though. That's the Captain Marvel logo that is a zigzag.
That's what children do.
Yeah,
they're into something and they want it, and you make it for them. And he'd had it. His mum had made it for him, and he stuck it on the front of his overalls. Yeah. And, he was playing.
Yeah, but it was probably a precursor of the TCB. That's probably where you got the idea from.
Definitely. Yeah. Definitely. It was deep rooted in him. He loved the comic book heroes, didn't he?
So you're going to be first in line for this movie. I
will. I'm trying to work out how many times I can go in a week.
What about the poll? Which do you think was the most authentic decade?
From the trailer, I think the 50s.
Yeah, well, you're the second person to say the 50s. It'll be interesting now when I close the poll to see what the overall vote is.
Yeah. But, I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, so am I.
I think Michelle and I should be on commission for promoting the film.
Yes, I agree. We should get we should get in touch with Baz and say, look, these girls need a little bit of revenue for doing the job they're doing.
Definitely, we need an invite to the Cannes Film Festival if they're going to premiere it there.
You'd look great. Both look great on the red carpet.
Do our best.
And I could cover it. I could cover it for the channel.
Of course you could.
It's lovely to speak to you, Leslie. Finally, and please call back again, won't you?
I certainly will. Take care. Keep
take
up
care.
The good work.
Thank you.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Right. That was Leslie Pilling. And I will be closing the poll soon, but I see there's still people voting, so I won't close it for another few minutes because it would be unfair to deny people the chance to vote on, after seeing the new trailer, which Elvis decade do you think looks the most authentic? 40s, 50s, 60s or 70s? Hello, Duncan.
Hi, Steve. How are you?
I was looking forward to your call because I'm interested to hear your point of view on these things.
Excellent. Thanks for all you do. Love the channel. Love the opportunity to be able to phone in.
Yeah.
It does so much for the memory of Elvis, keeping it alive.
And it's exciting times at the moment, isn't it, with this trailer getting 16
it really
million
is.
hits. And
yeah.
then,
I just hope that EPE and Sony BMG are ready for it and capitalise on it, because I think it's potentially one of the greatest opportunities for us to reach a younger generation with Elvis's music since the period just after his death.
Yeah. Well, this is what Neil Lancaster was saying when he called in on Friday. I mean, this is an opportunity too big to miss, to almost not relaunch Elvis's career. It doesn't need relaunching, but just to kind of almost freshen it up and re-energize it.
Yes. And what they release needs to be thought through. And we all know as fans that there have been periods in the past since Elvis passed where the releases have not always been as thoughtful as they could have been.
Yeah.
And it's just a huge opportunity with, as you were saying earlier, the on-tour footage. It potentially makes it economically viable for Warner to do something with that footage.
Yes.
At the moment, it's not, and I understand that, given with that's the way it is, that it didn't really make its money back for the money that was put into the special edition. But if you've got 16 million people watching a trailer in the first 2 days, think what that could build into in terms of a cinema audience.
I was absolutely staggered this morning when I saw that figure. I knew it was going to be a lot, but when they added it all up and I saw 16 million, I thought, wow.
Yeah.
And that's just,
if you imagine, if the TV companies do reruns of his movies, reruns of Aloha 68, to capitalize on it, because you know yourself, if there's a movie campaign going on and the movie is popular, the TV jump on the bandwagon.
Yes.
And it could just be massive.
There's obviously going to be a soundtrack album, I would imagine, like there was with This Is Elvis. And
yes, I was going to say This Is Elvis was, yeah.
Yeah, hopefully there'll be a single as well.
Yes.
So
I think that needs to be. It's our best opportunity in a long time.
Yeah.
I think for that, it really is, and we have to, as fans, and I know your channel does it. We have to keep pushing.
Oh yeah.
To as many people as we can.
Yeah.
Because it's got such potential. It really does.
It's exciting times, and I really do. Nearly every day that goes by now, I get more and more confident about this movie, and it's going to be a huge hit.
I'm so pleased to see that it's covering the whole period right till the end of his life.
Yes.
So many of them sort of stop short of that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's important to have a biopic that covers the whole life.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that Baz will do it in a dignified manner.
I'm sure he will, and it'll be artistically done, and the cinematography will be good. Anything he's done before is beautifully done, and he's a huge Elvis fan, as you say, so it should be immense.
You know,
Frankie and Johnny, have we time to talk with Frankie and Johnny?
Yeah, I just want to say one more thing, though, about the biopic.
Sure, go on, sorry.
When I was watching the trailer and then I heard the start of Unchained Melody, my heart skipped a beat. It really did skip a beat. And I thought, this is it. He is going to 1977. Well done, Baz. You hero. You know,
I reacted the same. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. I do wonder, I know this is a contentious subject, but is there the opportunity for something to be done with the CBS footage?
In what way? You
mean recutting it, re-editing it in a way that it could be, I don't know.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I know some folk want to see it, some folk don't.
Yeah. Well, you can see it. I mean, it is, believe
Of
it or
course
not,
you can, yeah, but
it's available on YouTube. But I mean,
Yeah.
I know what you mean. It does need probably a re-edit.
It was edited to reflect the fact that he died, wasn't it? Really,
I think it was. Yeah, I think it was.
and I think it could look could paint him in a better light than it does. I think.
And I still say they actually cut the best bit out, which was Unchained Melody.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the range and power that he evidently still had in his voice comes through in that, and the emotion comes through.
Okay, F and J, Frankie and Johnny.
Yes, one of it's actually a favourite of mine. It's probably one of the first Elvis movies I remember seeing on television as a child.
Right.
Sort of late 70s. I think what's good about it is it's all the songs fit as a musical. They fit the story. They fit the storyline really, really well.
Yeah.
It feels like a proper musical, if that makes sense, a sort of old-fashioned musical. And the cast, the supporting cast, your Harry Morgans, your Donna Douglases, etc., are all strong.
Yeah, I like Harry.
He's very good.
Yeah.
It would be interesting to have seen what Anne Margaret would have done in that role.
Yes, it would have. Yeah,
it would have lifted it, but I think it's even, dare I say, even Petunia, the gardener's daughter, it fits where it's staged in the movie, and it fits as that kind of music hall riverboat type song.
It does. It fits,
I know it's often
it actually fits better in the movie than it does on the LP.
Totally, and I understand why it always tops the poll of worst Elvis songs. I get that, but at the same time, where it comes in the film and how it's staged works. Yeah. And as I say, as a movie, it doesn't follow a formulaic approach, and by that time, a lot of them are following a kind of similar trajectory. Yeah. It doesn't really. It's different in many ways.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm a fan of it. I like it.
And what's your favourite song?
Please Don't Stop Loving Me. I think.
Yeah,
it's just the emotion just waves over you. It's just
that won
beautiful song.
That won the vote, didn't it? 67%.
It did.
Yeah.
Higher. I was surprised that Hard Luck wasn't higher.
Yeah,
actually, it's a really good one as well. But
in a few minutes, you'll find out what my favourite song was, and that'll be the song of the week as well.
Excellent.
Alrighty.
Lovely to talk to you,
All right,
Steve.
thanks,
Cheers.
Duncan. Cheers.
All the best.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Just some really fabulous calls tonight. I mean, this new biopic and this trailer has just completely and utterly energized us all, hasn't it? I'm like a child waiting for Christmas, counting the days down. Hello, who's calling Elvis the Ultimate Fan channel?
Hi, Steve. My name is Salam. I'm from California.
Hi, Salam. Thank you for calling in.
I'm a new caller.
Well, welcome to the show. Welcome aboard. Thanks for your support.
I've been a fan since I was about 13, 12 years old.
Okay.
And I'm calling to talk about the trailer.
Yeah.
It is amazing.
How many times have you watched it?
So you did say earlier that it was 16 million views. That might be a bit skewed. 1 million of them are probably me.
And 1 million of me.
So our data is probably a bit skewed, but I watched the trailer for the first time at work. It brought a tear to my eye. I had that first kind of inkling of, oh, the accent is not perfect or the face. But you know what? I cried. It doesn't matter. It was absolutely perfect. And it wasn't a caricature. I like what the lady said before, how we don't want that caricature. So it's okay if it's not 100%. It's okay if it's not perfect, because you want to see a person, not just kind of like an impersonator. They say should have gotten that impersonator or this impersonator.
Yeah.
But they're not actors. You need someone who knows how to act and have the emotion and and I think that's going to happen. So I'm really excited.
Somebody said the other day they would prefer to see a good actor doing the job than somebody that looks exactly like Elvis or exactly like Colonel Tom Parker.
Right.
I think it was Steve Binder actually who did the '68 special with Elvis. I think he said it on his Facebook page.
Yeah, and what the caller said before about the body language and mannerisms,
Mm.
I mean, they are on point. The shoulder, even the smirk on the when they're on the Ferris wheel, and he kind of gives them that half smirk, and he says he's ready to fly.
Yeah.
That's so Elvis. Like,
Yeah.
you can see Elvis almost in his face.
Mm.
And the body, the walk, everything. He worked hard, and I'm really excited.
Yeah. So am I. I must admit. So after seeing the new trailer, which decade do you think was the most authentic?
I voted on the poll the 50s. They all look great, but I voted the 50s. But I think it's going to be great throughout.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I'm pumped. I've sent it, and I think I should get some revenue also for the promotion, because I've sent it to like 2 million people, and I'm just excited. I cannot wait.
Yeah, and as I said to Duncan, I think it was, or one of the callers anyway, when I heard the beginning of Unchained Melody, my heart skipped a beat. You know that feeling you get when the hairs on the back of your neck stand up and you get a shiver down your spine? That's exactly what I got when I heard Unchained Melody.
Me too. And when I was smiling ear to ear the first time I watched it, and when he said that he's turning 40 soon and no one is going to remember him, I and I was just sitting there like, I remember you, and I will always remember you.
Yeah.
And it got me. And you know what? This is going to buy another 50 years. I'm confident this will buy another 50 years of Elvis fans.
Great. I hope so. It's funny because Jerry Schilling says it, and I think Priscilla says it as well. He would be so humbled to think that we're still talking about him to this day, watching his movies, listening to his music, and talking about him and these channels and all this. So, he thought he'd be forgotten in 2 or 3 years. Unbelievably thought he'd be forgotten.
There's no way. If there's one person that'll still remember him, that'll be me. Forever.
Yeah. We just need to keep passing the baton on to younger fans as well.
Right. And it kind of came 360, right? Kind of the Hollywood career that he always wanted but didn't get, and the kind of acting opportunities that he always wanted. It's kind of come full circle. Now there's millions of dollars from Hollywood put into you, Elvis. Like, it's just kind of full circle. I love it. There
doesn't seem to be much, well, not from the trailer anyway, not much emphasis put on the movie years. Maybe there is. I mean, they can only fit so much into 3.5 minutes anyway.
Right. I think that part where he says, when Jerry asks him, who are you? I think it's referring to the Hollywood career.
Yeah, that looks kind of like sort of mid-ish 60s, doesn't it, I think?
Yeah, it does. And it just, I don't know, it just, looks great. It looks great. The first time I watched it, I did have my kind of like, the accent's not 100%.
I'm past that now, actually. I'm over that.
Oh.
I don't care too much whether he sounds like Elvis when he's speaking, and Parker's accent isn't right.
The more I see it, the more I see Elvis.
Yeah. It's going to be great.
It's going to be great. I'm so excited. I want everyone to have an open mind. All the fans out there, they're sensitive, but it's going to be great. It's
really, really nice to speak to you, and I'm glad you've rung in. I really am. And please, when we have another topic, please ring in again. It's great. And thanks for your support as well.
Thank you so much. And thank you for your channel. I love it. I love watching all the interviews, and you get those really rare ones, and I enjoy them so much. Thank you so much.
I'm working on more interviews. There is more interviews coming. Fingers crossed.
Yes. Thank you, Steve.
Thank you, Salam.
Have a great day.
Same to you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Right. Shall we do Elvis history? And no, we won't. We'll take another call. Hello, who's calling Elvis the Ultimate Fan channel?
Hello.
Hello there.
Hello, Steve.
Hi, who's that?
This is Chad Milan from Nashville, Tennessee.
Hey, Chad, how are you doing? From Nashville?
Yes, sir.
So you're probably quite close to the Studio B.
I am. Been several times.
Yeah, it's a great place, isn't it?
It is. Have you been?
No, unfortunately not. But people tell me it's a great place, and I've seen inside and I've seen outside. And when we were in Memphis, we never got chance. We didn't get time to travel to Nashville to see it. But it's one place. If I do go back, I'm definitely going to go to Studio B.
It really. You're shocked at how small it is when you go inside.
Yeah, it's as important as Sun Studios, I think.
Oh, definitely. Well, and outside of Elvis, in the grand scheme of things, considering all the records cut there, I think it's, especially in Nashville's music history, it's the biggest location you can go to.
Yeah, yeah,
But I was calling in. I tried to call in on Friday, and
yeah,
I couldn't figure the whole thing out. I'm glad I got you today.
yeah. Well, I'm glad you got through. You obviously want to talk about the trailer, yeah?
Yeah, I think so. Yes.
Okay.
So I heard you talking to the lady before me, and I believe the scene you guys were talking about with Elvis. I'm pretty sure he was talking to Steve Bender there in the scene about "I've got to get back to who I am."
Yeah. Some
I
people
believe
say
that's.
it's Jerry. Other people say it's Steve. I'm not too sure, but
It
it could
looks
be
like the
Steve.
same. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, it could be Steve. I think.
It looks like the same actor in the scene in the trailer where they see on the television that someone's been shot.
Mm,
I
yeah.
think Martin Luther King. It seems
Martin.
like the same guy, and we know all the stories of "If I Can Dream" around that time period.
I think it was Robert Kennedy, wasn't it? Was shot around the time of the making of NBC special.
Right, but I think on the trailer that you hear that Martin Luther King has been shot, even though
Yes.
it's not the right
Yeah.
chronological.
Yeah. Well, everything seems to be happening so fast. It's cut quite sharply, isn't it? And I think
There's a lot
I think
coming.
they're trying to squeeze in the fact that Robert Kennedy was shot and Martin Luther King was shot.
Yeah, there's a lot coming at you in the trailer.
Yeah, that's for sure.
So I don't know if you caught this, but in January during the birthday celebration, Priscilla made the remarks that uh, she had met with Baz at her home in Beverly Hills and with Jerry, and they had a productive meeting. And she made the statement that uh, he had told her or had promised her an advanced copy of the script, and that she never received the advanced copy, so that made her a little nervous about the direction the film may go.
Mm-hmm.
Now, take that for what you will, but I think it is a good sign that EPE and Priscilla did not have final approval over the script,
Mm.
which to me, it just seems a good indication that nothing's going to be whitewashed or there won't be any attempts to rewrite history,
Yeah.
It seems like in the past, there have been maybe attempts to kind of gloss over or leave things unsaid,
I wonder if Priscilla has seen the completed movie, though, even though she hasn't, had any say over it. I wondered, has Baz shown her the movie?
I would only imagine, but it seems like he had full access to the archives there. It seemed like they worked pretty close with him.
Yeah.
Interesting side note: I was married at Graceland.
Oh, right! Congratulations. How long ago?
Last December.
Oh well, congratulations.
You're
still in the
December, the December last.
Yeah, you're still in the first flush of romance.
That's right. But as part of that, me and my wife got to tour the archives with Angie Marchese.
Oh yes.
It was it was quite the experience. But anyways.
I tried to get Angie on the show, but unfortunately I was turned down. EPE wouldn't allow her to come on, unfortunately.
Seems like she doesn't do much YouTube or obviously they have their own channel.
Oh yeah, obviously, yeah.
But I don't see her do many interviews or anything like that. We only got to do it just because we happen to be renting out the venue. So
if she retires, I'm sure she'd come on. But I don't think Angie is anywhere near retiring age.
I don't think so. She just got the new title. I think she got a promotion recently.
Yeah.
But anyway, Steve, I won't take up too much of your time.
I know. Well, thanks for calling in, Chad. Please do call in again. By the way, did I ask you, what do you think was the most authentic decade shown in the trailer?
I voted on it, and I thought 50s with the Rustwood Park concert.
Yeah.
With the costumes they had, it looked like a lot of the Lansky brothers clothing is going to make it in.
I think the 1950s is going to win. I haven't seen the poll yet. I haven't looked at the results, but I think the 1950s is going to win, I think.
Yeah, it definitely, well, I don't know. You could say the 70s too, but we didn't really see, we just saw that montage of the the clothing there. When he's outstretching his arms, you see several of the jumpsuits kind of flash by.
Yeah, and they look very accurate as well, I must admit now.
Oh, man. From what I understand, the costume designer is top notch. So hopefully it's just, they knock it out the park. Oh, I will say, the scene where, or the line where he says, "I'm almost 40, and no one's going to remember me."
Yeah.
Man, the trailer checks off all the boxes, the emotions, the colors, it hits all the right notes, if that makes sense.
You can tell that Baz is a fan because there's certain things that only a fan would see and notice, like the bandage on the hand and things like that,
Right. I think there was definitely some tender loving care put into the production of this one.
Yeah.
But anywho,
do you want to just mention Frankie and Johnny? Have you got a favorite song from Frankie and Johnny?
Steve, I'll tell you, I'm not really huge into the movies.
Okay.
All right. It's not really my Elvis fandom area, so
fair enough.
I'll leave it up to the other experts.
That's no problem whatsoever. I understand.
But
okay,
brother, hey, hopefully this won't be the last time.
No, I hope to speak to you again, Chad. And you take care.
Yes, sir. You have a wonderful Sunday night.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye. That's a new caller, Chad. Very good. Very, very good. Very, very eloquently put. Will I do the Elvis, this day in Elvis history before I close the poll? Okay, we have another caller. Hi, who's calling Elvis the Ultimate Fan Channel?
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Who's calling?
This is Stephen from Texas.
Hi, Stephen. How you doing?
I'm fine.
You got a great name there, Stephen.
Yes, sir.
Steve. What would you like to say?
Oh, okay. Well, I was hoping to be able to hold my phone to give me some reminders, but it looks like I need. Overall, picking out inconsistencies with what we as fans know in this movie, like you said, is secondary to getting this movie out to the public to introduce Elvis to new fans.
Could not agree more. Yeah, let's put all the little niggles to one side. There'll always be little niggles anyway, I think, no matter who does the film, a movie, whatever. But it's going to be great. It's going to be awesome. I can just feel it in my bones.
And things like the lightning bolt, that's artistic license to really let the viewers sink in how much of the comic book influence, that Elvis had. You can't show him reading comic books for 10 minutes, in the film. So that kind of brings it home.
Yeah.
And one thing about the revival, it was probably more, from what Simbel said, just a regular church.
Yeah.
The only thing I didn't really like in the trailer is that it showed him coming in from the side, like sneaking in. Some people have, I don't know how they have a warped sense of motivation, and they have warped Elvis's going to see black churches as him sneaking in to steal ideas.
Yeah.
And that's the only hesitation. I know he's a kid, but I hope it looks like he's in maybe Brewster's church that says, if you can't say something, sing. So hopefully they show him in Memphis going there and going through the front door.
Yeah, it's funny. You've just mentioned Memphis there, and that leads me to another thing. I was looking at the cast list last night, and there doesn't seem to be anybody playing Sam Phillips. There's Marion Keisker, but there doesn't seem to be anybody playing Sam. Now, Sam played a big part in the launch of Elvis's career. Maybe it's just an oversight and they didn't list him, but I'm sure there'll be somebody playing Sam Phillips.
Well, one thing I wonder about is because there is so many other movies and material about some aspects. Now, some you just have to have in a movie about Elvis. But I noticed, I think you may have said, will Aloha be in there?
I did.
I mean, things like Aloha is really well documented. What else? The Elvis meeting Nixon is really well documented. So he may have he may leave some big things like that out because they're so available. I don't know. We'll see.
Or he might just touch on Aloha. It won't be a big, like 5 or 10 minute sequence. It might just be a 30-second sequence or something. He might just give a nod to it.
Exactly.
It'll be unusual if he doesn't mention it at all, because it was such a big thing. True. Madison Square Garden as well. That's another big highlight of Elvis's career, as big as the '68 comeback special, surely, because Elvis returned to New York. He hadn't been to New York for years and years and years. He hadn't done a concert in New York for years, and I know he was nervous about it. So I'd be surprised if he doesn't touch on MSG as well.
I agree.
But then again, with it only being 163 minutes, he is going to have to make certain cuts, isn't he?
He is, and facts. Depending on when we came to be Elvis fans, our base facts that are rock solid ground upon are different. So, for instance, like the big folklore about him recording, I don't mean to step on toes for any who believe this, that he recorded his first song for his mom has pretty much been proven false for many reasons, because Angie Marchese has actually said they didn't own a record player, and he apparently never gave her the record.
Yeah.
But if that's in the movie, Boz probably recorded for the mom story, I'm sure was entrenched in, when he became a fan.
Yeah, I think Elvis has said himself that he wanted to hear what he sounded like.
Right. He did it for his own use. Now there were some reporters in the 50s where he did not correct them when but he was kind of shy back then too. Yeah. So.
And another thing as well is Gladys was born in April and he went in July, didn't he? So her birthday was long gone.
Right.
Okay, that's great.
Yeah. And there's other things like that where, people, we may have our own beliefs about what happened and we could be wrong too.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. But I'm really looking forward to it. As I was saying before the call came in, I was saying I'm like a child waiting for Christmas. I'm going to be ticking off the days now and weeks.
Oh, me too. Yeah, I'm probably going to take the day off work and hopefully get a midnight showing or something.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, thank you so much. I meant to subscribe to you years ago and somehow it looks like I didn't. So I will definitely be looking at all your material now.
Very kind. And thanks, Stephen. And please call back again sometime.
Will do.
All right. All the best.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. I just saw a comment as well. There's somebody saying, I hope it's shown in Dublin. Well, as far as I know, it's worldwide release on the 24th of June. Everybody's going to be getting it at the same time worldwide. Normally, sometimes it's America first and then Europe and all this. But I think as far as I know, it's worldwide on the 24th. So I wish Steve would call Steve up for an interview. Wouldn't that be it? You mean Steve Binder? Yes, I'm thinking of that. I really am thinking of that. For a minute there, I thought you meant me interview me. Right, so let's do Elvis history. February the 20th. I might just close the lines for a second while I do that, and then I will reopen them again just for a final few minutes to see if anybody else wants to call in. And I've got to close the poll as well. Don't let me forget to close the poll. And I've got some photographs here for this day in Elvis history. 1955, Elvis performed at the Robinson Auditorium, Little Rock, Arkansas, at 3 and 8:15 p.m. Elvis began another Jamboree attraction tour. This one was billed as WSM Grand Ole Opry Show, and Elvis, Scotty and Bill received $350 for these two shows instead of their usual $200. 1956, Elvis performed at Palms Theatre, West Palm Beach, Florida, at, get this, 2 p.m., 5 p.m., 7 p.m., and 9 p.m. Man. 1, 2, 3, 4 shows in a day. That's something else, isn't it? 1957, Loving You production. And of course, I don't need any excuse to show a great still from Loving You. 1958, we've got King Creole. And then we've got 1960, Friedberg, Germany, February the 20th, 1960. Sergeant Elvis Presley of the U.S. Army 3rd Armored Division gets ready to do an interview at Ray Barracks a few days before returning home and resuming his musical career. Well, it's not a few days, it's more than a few days. It's nearly a week or two, isn't it? But 10 days. But anyway, there you go. He's not far off ending his stint. 1964, we'll leave that up for a while, will we? 1964, Vernon Presley wrote to Joe Esposito reprimanding him for sloppy bookkeeping and warning him of the consequences. 1969 at American Sound Studio, and again an all-night recording session with It Keeps Right On Hurting and Any Day Now. Wow, Any Day Now, what a song that is. Earlier this day, Elvis bought a microfilm reader from Kodak and had more than 4,000 personal items microfilmed. 1970, 71, 72 and 73, Elvis did dinner and midnight shows at the, first of all, the International and then the Las Vegas Hilton. 1972 also, Elvis RCA released, there it is, Elvis Now. The album was certified gold on March the 27th, 1992 by the RIAA. The only single from the album, Until It's Time For You To Go, We Can Make the Morning, reached number 9 on the adult contemporary chart in the US in March 1972 and number 5 on the UK singles charts in April 1972. The album was certified gold March the 27th, as I said. Became a big hit for Sylvia became a big hit for Elvis in Brazil in the 1970s. In 2010, an extended version of the album was released as part of the FTD Collector Series. 1973, Variety reported that Elvis Presley had offered $500,000 for 6 London concerts in Earl's Court Stadium. He was offered $500,000. The Colonel turned down the offer. I'm not going to say anything. No, I'm not. 1977, Elvis performed at the Coliseum, Charlotte, North Carolina. Elvis called up Ginger's sister, Terry, up on the stage to play a short selection of classical music on the piano. And I think she was mortified as well. I remember rightly. She pointed a finger at Elvis and said, "I'll get you for this." Great fun. Of course, Elvis bust himself laughing when she said that. I'm going to do the pick of the week. What a fantastic shot there of Elvis and a stuffed animal. What is that? Is that a squirrel or something? Must have been a great show. Let's just wait for the picture to go around. I think we're back at the beginning now. What a fantastic show. Belting out probably How Great Thou Art or Hurt there, I would imagine. Right, my photo of the week is obviously from Frankie and Johnny, and I might just get rid of that now. We've done the February fan of the month. Okay, it's that one. Ladies, what do you think of that? He's kind of going, hi. Look at those cheekbones. Do you think he's probably saying, hey, you want to come back to my dressing room for a little song? But yeah, that's my favorite picture taken on the movie set of Frankie and Johnny. I would not turn down or cry over 500. Joe Hanley says, wow. Cheeky boy. Yes, Norset. Hi, Norset. I hope you got your email. Yeah, it's a very cheeky look, isn't it? I'm going to do my song of the week now from... I'll leave that up there for a little while. What's this? What's this here? Oh, yeah, that's Elvis, yeah. I'll leave that up there for a while. My song of the week from Frankie and Johnny was written by Ben Weissman and Sid Wayne. It was recorded, the backing track was recorded on May 13th, May 14th, along with Frankie and Johnny, the movie section. Shout It Out, Please Don't Stop Loving Me, Beginner's Luck. But then he overdubbed his vocal on the 19th of May. and he had 3 stabs at it, and take 3 was the master. And it is Hard Luck. That's what it is. That's my favourite song from Frankie and Johnny. And to me, it could be a standalone studio cut. It doesn't have to be a movie song or a soundtrack. It would fit in a ordinary studio album, in my opinion. He sounds like he's really, really enjoying it. As somebody said earlier on, it's a really good bluesy version, great harmonica on it, and yet it only got, as I bashed the microphone with my head, it only got 9%, believe it or not, 9% of the vote. And that's my song of the week. So I'm again in a minority there. Hard Luck. I'll put the link to the video and song as well, in case you want to have a look at it. I'm sure we're all familiar with it because I'm sure most of us now watching has seen Frankie and Johnny. Let's close the poll, will we? After seeing the new trailer, which Elvis decade do you think looks the most authentic? And it is... Okay, 1950s, 40%, 1960s, 29%, 1970s, 21%, and only 9% was the 1940s. So, and I would have voted 1950s as well. I have to admit, that's what I would have voted. So I'll just go back that again. After seeing the new trailer, which of the decades do you think was most authentic? 40% 1950s, 29% 1960s, 1970s 21, and the poor old 1940s, only 9%. I've had a really, really a great time. Thanks for all the calls. Will I might just open up the lines for a second to see if there's anybody else wants to call in, because I know there were people trying to call in on Friday and they couldn't get through, or they weren't sure how to go about it. I will tell you how to go about it. If you're still not sure, you can find me on Facebook, Steve Francis profile, as shown on the screen now up the top there, and you've got to look for the little profile picture of Elvis in the hat, and you can send me a friend request, or you can send me a message on Facebook Messenger, and as soon as I reply to you on Facebook Messenger, you can then call me live on the show. As I said, I've had a really, really great time tonight. Lou Dane says, thanks, Steve, callers and contributors. And thanks for that, Lou Dane, that compliment. If you do want to support the show, you can like these videos, you can share them, you can subscribe. And when you subscribe, you need to turn the bell black so that you get all notifications, not just personalized. And if you do want to support the channel, you can buy me coffee by using the link below in the description box. And thanks to everybody that bought me coffee during the week. It is most appreciated, and it does go back into the channel. And one of the things it goes back into is the prizes, February Fan of the Month prize, and certain things like that. So it's number 21 on the list next Sunday, which is Paradise Hawaiian Style. That's what we'll be covering. We'll probably be talking about the biopic again, because that's just going to run and run and run. But until next Sunday, unless I do a spur of the moment live stream, and I might do that, so keep watching. I'll see you on Sunday, and take care, everybody. Bye for now.